Good morning. So the way that I'm going to start is with my ingredients: the flour, salt, pepper, oil, whatever kind of oil you want. And you can add little seeds and things. I'm going to use some sesame seeds. So I'm really eyeballing it, and I'm going to make 2 tortillas this morning. So in my little bowl, for us, that's about 1 tortilla. That's maybe the same as like 3/4 of a cup. So then I just eyeball a second thing of that, 2 little piles next to each other. And keep your flour out for dusting, because after you mix your ingredients, it may be a little bit dry. A little bit of salt. Sorry, it may still be a little bit wet, so you want to have some flour nearby. This is the oil. Don't really need that much of that because you cook it in oil as well. Just a little bit. Which has a lot of flavors, so I don't want to do too much. Okay. Now, all that's together, you want to add a little bit of water. I've found that it's helpful if the water's warm. And this is also an eyeball. You don't want to have too much. You can always keep adding more. And this is the thing. I stir this with my finger, actually. So I literally just take my finger and mix it like this. And yep, I did not add enough water. And you're actually looking for like a pizza dough kind of consistency. You can grab it and push it. Start combining everything. If your counter's clean, then if the flour goes over the edge, it's fine because you're gonna roll it on the counter anyway. And you can see it's still pretty dry. So I'm gonna squeeze it in my hand. It just kind of brings everything together. There. This is actually quite good. It's still a touch dry, so we may not need actually some flour downer to dust it. But it needs a little bit more liquid. I like doing it with my hands because I can feel what it needs much better than if I'm like using a fork or something like that. I don't really know what state the dough's in. This is much better. You probably recognize this, right? You can squish it, mold it, roll it, but it's not dry and it's not wet like batter. Okay, so I'm making 2. So now that I have my little ball, I literally just squeeze down the middle like this and just make 2 separate balls without destroying the dough too much. And those are going to be 2 tortillas. Okay. Get them on the table there. And I don't have a rolling pin, so I'm going to use a wine bottle. But that's fine. We don't need a rolling pin because we have a wine bottle. Oh, right, and I flattened it a little bit first. And we're just rolling out from the center, turning it if you have to. can get pretty big. You can make it as wide as your pan. Just go for as much of a circle shape as you can. So you can see how thin this is. This is perfect. You do not want a thick tortilla. You don't need a thick tortilla. It's strong, so you can cook it, it'll roll. The only thing that'll make this break is if you cook it too long, too high on a heat, and it basically turns into a cracker. So just be careful about that. It can be very, very thin and it'll be fine. Now, heat up the oil a little bit first. And that'll be oil for 2 tortillas. Thank you for asking me to make this video because I'm going to be able to share it with people now. I've told a couple of people that I make tortillas, and I taught a couple of my friends. I'm not sure how closely they were remembering things, but this is a good idea. And just put it down in there. Yep. And see it bubbling and moving. Beautiful. This is going to be really nice. And so usually while that's cooking, I'm actually rolling the second one, but I want to keep an eye on this. Oh, the edges over here are a little bit brown. So I think we're going to, yeah, you see that? This is good. This is really, really great. Now, you don't want it to be in there too long, otherwise it gets really stiff and then it cracks. That's perfect. So I'm gonna actually put that on a plate. And then that sits there while I make the other tortilla and make the stuff to go inside the burrito, and I'll send you a picture of that. Now for that one.